Jane Gerardo Abaya.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good day, everyone. It is really an honor for me to join you today and address a very important issue of our time and of the future, the sustainable goals of energy. The IAEA is an independent intergovernmental science and technology-based organization now serving 173 member states. It is mandated to accelerate and enlarge the contribution of atomic energy to peace, health, and prosperity throughout the world. This mandate is delivered through the IAEA's Technical Cooperation Program, the main mechanism through which safe, secure, and peaceful use of nuclear technology is transferred for the major sustainable development priorities of the member states. My talk will focus on human capacity building for energy development through the Technical Cooperation Program. Next slide, please. As of today, a total of 146 member states, 38 of which in Asia and the Pacific, are taking part in the TC program through national, regional, as well as interregional projects, including the current ones on SMRs, where South-South, North-South, and triangular cooperation is promoted. The TC program, please next slide, is based on the principle of shared responsibility between the IAEA and member states. It is demand-driven. It is thus designed to address an area of defined need expressed in the country program frameworks signed between the country and the IAEA. Recognizing the need for synergies, the TC program operates through financial, technical, and strategic partnerships. Next slide, please. Nuclear science and technology has been demonstrated to contribute directly to 9 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, a target that we all share. This slide here reflects the areas currently supported by the program according to the priorities set by the member states. While food and agriculture, as well as health and nutrition, followed by safety, dominates the program, energy, mainly for nuclear power development by member states, is also covered. Any application of nuclear technology requires a robust radiation safety infrastructure to ensure safe use of radiation. The majority of the member states in Asia and the Pacific are non-nuclear power countries. Nevertheless, it is the region where nuclear power development is most pronounced, where 8 countries are embarking or expanding on nuclear power programs, and the technical cooperation support is provided in accordance with the milestones approach. Next slide, please. It is important to highlight that the availability of skilled staff is essential for energy development. Education and training in nuclear science and technology builds a better understanding of its uses for the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. It can also address common issues such as public concern about nuclear power. TC program thus builds national human resource capabilities through training courses, workshops, and individual or group fellowships. Expert missions and scientific visits provide the support to develop and share experiences amongst member states. The program also provides equipment and materials to strengthen the capacities of institutions. Next slide, please. Additionally, as you have heard, the IAEA offers a suite of support services to its member states with existing nuclear power programs. The program with UAE is one of the most concrete examples of a journey to success. You have already heard from Ambassador Al-Kaibi about this. The Technical Cooperation Program also supports countries that are developing infrastructure for a program, as we currently do for Bangladesh and Saudi Arabia, and several others. Nowadays, member states have been showing increasing interest in SMRs, and the new interregional projects aim to raise awareness on SMR technologies and their applications. Next slide, please. Specific to nuclear power development, the TC support covers all the areas of the milestones approach which was presented by my colleague previously. It is designed to strengthen government, regulatory body, NEPI relationship, While the interregional and regional projects provide opportunities to build awareness for embarking and expanding countries, tailored support is provided through national projects. To date, for example, about 1,200 participants have received training through 77 individual activities, including courses, group scientific visits, workshops, and fellowships that are hosted by 15 institutions in 12 member states. During COVID-19 pandemic, most of the activities were held virtually and in fact including specialized topics like waste decommissioning that enabled maximum participation from the countries. Nowadays, we also start with in-person training. Next slide, please. Likewise, there are annual recurring educational opportunities for a master's program or a PhD towards a PhD degree. And several activities are planned in the coming months. For example, like the workshop on economic competitiveness and marketability, bankability of SMR, etc., which will be held here at the IAEA headquarters. And in addition, in collaboration with partner institutions like the Asian Development Bank, we also jointly organize courses on energy planning using the IAEA tools. Next slide, please. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to reiterate that the availability of well-trained human resources is a cornerstone for the sustainability of the peaceful use of nuclear technologies, particularly for energy development. Education can help the general public, the decision makers, and all stakeholders understand the why of nuclear and develop the competence in the use of nuclear technologies. Early education in secondary and tertiary levels can spark student interest in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, the foundations of nuclear science and technology. It is important to start early, create a nucleus, a core group, and connect the nuclear sector with academic institutions. We did this successfully through a regional project for secondary schools in Asia and the Pacific and reached 1 million students in 2019. In fact, we are now working with several member states in the region to continue this initiative to tertiary level to the International Nuclear Science and Technology Academy in Asia and the Pacific. Such strategic approach can overcome the challenges of growing needs, unavailability of human resources, and above all, enhance understanding that can transform aversion to appreciation for all things nuclear. I also like to add that the IAEA's Marie Skłodowska-Curie Fellowship Program aims to increase the number of women in the nuclear field. In the same vein, the IAEA regional training activities for women educators and communicators impartially teach how nuclear science and technology is helping to achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goals for benefiting mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to close with this important message that for only through the young and the next generation can dreams be fulfilled and the world can be prosperous with clean, affordable, and sustainable energy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jane, Gerardo